Hey everyone, and welcome. Have you ever stopped to think about how a million different things, from the car you drive to the coffee you drink, actually get from one side of the planet to the other? Well, today, we're diving deep into the powerful digital brain that runs that entire incredibly complex show. So, let's start with a big question. What actually is the digital backbone of a modern global company? I mean, think about it. The one system that has to connect everything, the money, the sales floor, the factory, and the truck that's about to arrive at the loading dock. How does that all connect? Well, for a huge chunk of the world's biggest companies, the answer is SAP, S4HANA. The best way to think about it is like the central nervous system of a business, and it's built on this super advanced in-memory database, which basically means it's ridiculously fast, because it's processing massive amounts of information right in its main memory. And when I say it runs the business, I'm not kidding. It runs pretty much all of it. It's not just one little program, it's the whole shebang. It's handling the money and finance, the customer deals and sales, the actual products being made and production, and even making sure the company is following all the rules. See, this system is designed to manage these huge end-to-end processes. Take order to cash, for instance. That's not just about taking an order, no. It's the entire journey, from the second a customer clicks Buy Online, all the way through payment, shipping, and the final delivery. S4HANA manages that entire flow seamlessly.
Okay, so now that we've got the big picture, let's zoom in on one specific, and I mean incredibly critical piece of this puzzle. We're going to talk about the logistics powerhouse that lives inside this system, transportation management.
To put it simply, this is the part of the software that is 100% focused on the physical movement of stuff. If something has to get from point A to point B, anywhere on Earth, this is the tool that makes it happen.
But what can it really do? I mean, this is where it gets seriously impressive. The sheer scope of what this single module can handle is exactly why it's so vital for any global company.
All right, to give you an idea of just how ridiculously versatile this thing is, let's do a little quick-fire round. The system is built to handle just about every scenario you can dream up.
It handles all the raw materials coming inbound to your factory just as easily as it manages the finished products going outbound to your customers. It doesn't care if it's a domestic shipment going across the state or an international one crossing an ocean. It's got it covered.
And you know what else? It really doesn't care what it's shipping. It's designed to handle any kind of cargo you can imagine.
Seriously, we're talking about everything from your standard package boxes to huge amounts of bulk material like grain, to fluids in a tanker, or even just a pile of loose items.
And on top of all that, it manages exactly how those goods are getting around, covering every possible shipping method out there. So, whether you're just booking a small spot on a truck that's less than truckload, or LTL, or you're booking an entire shipping container for yourself, all the way down to a single express package sent by a courier, the system plans it, tracks it, and manages it.
But wait, it goes even deeper. The system manages every single step of the journey, from the initial pickup to the main trip by sea or air to the final delivery. It keeps track of every single party involved, like who's shipping it and who's carrying it. And, this is huge, it handles all the critical legal paperwork, like the bill of lading. It's truly total coverage.
So we've established it's a powerhouse, but a system this powerful didn't just appear out of thin air. To really get why this is such a big deal today, we need to take a quick trip back in time and see how SAP's logistics tools actually evolved.
So the journey started way back with a pretty basic solution. Through the 90s and 2000s, it got smarter and smarter, adding new features until it blossomed into its own really sophisticated standalone application. But that last step on the timeline, where we are today, that's the real game changer.
And that brings us to the big shift. This right here, this is the whole point. It's all about why this new integration matters so much right now.
Okay, here's the difference in a nutshell. In the past, transportation management was its own separate system. It was powerful, sure, but it was kind of on an island. You had to build all these complicated bridges to get its data to talk to your main business system. The future, which is now, is that it has been pulled directly into the S4HANA core. It's not an island anymore, it's part of the mainland. And this is the official word. The key thing to get here is that all future innovation, every new feature, every single upgrade, is now happening inside the main S4HANA product. The era of the standalone system is over. So what's the ultimate payoff for this massive shift? Well, it all boils down to the number one. One single integrated system. One source of truth for everything. No more delays, no more data mismatches between different apps. Your sales orders, your inventory, and your shipping plans all live in the same house, and they're talking to each other instantly. That means you can make smarter decisions way faster.
All right, so let's bring it all home and boil this down to the most important takeaways.
Here's what you really need to remember. 1. SAP S4HANA is the digital core of a modern business. 2. Transportation management is its incredibly powerful logistics engine. 3, and this is the headline, that engine is now built directly into the core. It's not a separate add-on. And 4, this deep integration, that is the future of business logistics. Period.
And that leaves us with a final thought to chew on. When your physical supply chain is this deeply woven into your central digital brain, when you remove all that friction between planning and doing, what's the next frontier? What new possibilities does that unlock for business efficiency?